If you like what you see, continue to keep watching because we're going to go over all the details of this amazing dish you can make for your partner or anyone you love. Alright, so we're going to start off by boiling some red potatoes. You want to put those in some water and make sure the water gets nice and hot. Next, we're going to go ahead and put a tablespoon of butter into the pan. And then we're going to go ahead and add in our corn. I believe this one had 8 pieces of corn. Okay, now that all of the corn is inside of the pot, we're going to go ahead and add a little bit of milk. If you are dairy free, you can add some almond milk or some other type of milk that works better for your tummy. And then we're going to put some Slap Ya Mama in there. This is an amazing seasoning from Louisiana. I actually just found out about it. We're going to put some Slap Ya Mama into the potatoes as well. Go ahead and stir that up and let it boil and get nice and hot. Next, we have some Earl Campbell's Original Smoked Sausage, and what we're going to do is go ahead and get that cut up into pretty thin slices, maybe about 1 inch apart. So get you a really good knife and a cutting board and go ahead and start cutting those up. Alright, so we got that all cut up nice and neat. You can go ahead and put it in a Tupperware or a Ziploc bag, and we'll come back to that in just a second and get that prepared for the seafood boil. Alright, so this is shrimp, raw shrimp. I got it from Walmart, and it is a large shrimp. It comes about 35 to 40 pieces. So get you some shrimp and go ahead and get all of those ready for the seafood boil. Go ahead and get you a yellow onion. A yellow onion is a little sweet, so it goes really good with the boil. Go ahead and take the ends of it off, and then we're going to get that cut up nice and neat into big chunks. You can dice it if you choose to do so, but the big chunks you'll be able to pick those up better and be able to eat them with your hands if you choose to do so, or with a fork. Okay, next we're going to go ahead and cut lemons, yellow lemons, into 4 pieces, and this is going to be a part of our crawfish boil. Some people choose to warm up the lemons, or some people like to just cut them up and put them in there. You can drizzle it over your shrimp or your corn or whatever you want to put a little tang to. Alright, we're checking on our corn. It's boiling really good, so that means it's almost done. It's actually boiling where it's steaming my camera, so go ahead and get it nice and cooked. We don't want our corn to be undercooked, and we want those flavors to get to each and every one of those kernels. Now, you know a seafood boil is not a seafood boil without Old Bay seasoning. So you can use this for crab, shrimp, chicken, whatever you want to use it for, but get you some Old Bay. We're going to go ahead and get the shrimp prepared. So we're going to go ahead and put another tablespoon of butter and get the bottom of the pan nice and coated. And then once we get all of that butter nice and dissolved into the pan, we're going to go ahead and add in the next ingredient. And that next ingredient is our shrimp. You can choose to go ahead and take the shells off, or you can leave the shells on to make it more of an authentic seafood boil. So go ahead and add that entire bag of large shrimp. And make sure that your shrimp is completely thawed out before you cook it as well. So we're going to go ahead and add our seasoning, our, most popular Old Bay seasoning. Go ahead and add that to the shrimp. And I'm not sparing with my seasoning. I love seasoning, so make sure you do the same. All right, coming back to check on our potatoes. They are nice and hot, and they are almost ready. Again, they're very hot, and they're steaming up my camera. But that's a good thing. All right, so we're going to go ahead and remove the potatoes, and we're going to actually layer those onto where we're going to serve the seafood boil. And they're very tender, like you could literally just pick one up and eat straight through it. It's super soft, super tender. Alright, so our corn is very hot as well, as you can see, and we're going to go ahead and layer that into the seafood boil as well. Just pick up the pot, put it next to the pan you're going to put it in, and that is going to be the second ingredient of the seafood boil. Now, if you don't put any lemon on your shrimp, I don't know where you're from, but you have to put some lemon juice on your shrimp. It makes it taste so good. All right, so we're back. We've emptied out a pot, and we're going to go ahead and cook the next item, which is the onion. I don't know about you, but I do not like raw onion at all. I can eat cooked, but I can't do raw. So we're going to go ahead and add the onion into the pot that we used for the potatoes. Clean that out real good and go ahead and put your onions in. And then we're going to add in our sausage. The sausage is actually going to give the oil consistency that you need to make sure that things stick to the bottom of the pot. So go ahead and just use those two. No need to add any cooking oil or olive oil or vegetable oil or whatever oil you use, because the sausage will actually give off the oil that you need. Go ahead and add in some Old Bay seasoning. Make it nice and seasoned. Like I said, I love seasoning, so you got to add you some seasoning onto every food that you eat when you're cooking it, for sure. So we have our potatoes, we have our corn. Go ahead and put you some more seasoning on there. You guys are probably like, oh my gosh, that's so much seasoning. But I love flavor. There's never enough flavor, I promise. And the Old Bay isn't overpowering, so it'll be good. All right, everybody knows the Creole seasoning, Mr. Tony. Go ahead and add some of that onto your shrimp and some black pepper. As I previously stated, food is not food without really good seasoning. All right, a little bit of garlic powder as well. We want this stuff to taste good. And I actually made this for my husband, so he really, really loves it. So if you're a married lady, or you have a boyfriend or a girlfriend or husband or wife, make sure you make them some really good food. Tell them Victoria sent you. All right, so we have our shrimp. It's done. So what we're going to do is go ahead and cut the fire off for that, and then we're still allowing the onion and sausage to cook. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I like for any type of sausages, whether it's like a hot dog or the sausage that's cooking here, I like for it to be a little bit burnt. That's a personal preference. If you don't like burnt, then don't do that. But I have it a little bit crispy, not too much. It's not like, I overcooked it or anything, but it does look like it came fresh off the grill, which I love, love, love. That little extra crispiness on my sausages. All right, so we have added everything on. So last but not least, we're going to add on our shrimp that's super, super juicy and super seasoned and super delightful. And what a seafood boil is, or you have heard of crawfish boils. This is more of a shrimp boil, but it's everything wrapped all into one, and you just kind of grab it and go. More seasoning, y'all. All right, and ladies and gentlemen, this is the completed seafood boil with shrimp, potatoes, sausages, onions, and lemons. I hope you enjoyed. Subscribe, and I hope to see you guys again soon. Bye.